Hi everyone, this is Kevin Davey with Easy Language for the Strategy Factory. In the first lesson, we're going to do a class roadmap to kind of show you where we're going to be going with this video series. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to kind of show you where we're going to end up when we're all done. Right now, it's probably a little overwhelming and you really don't know what to expect, but I'll show you what you'll be familiar with by the time you're done with this video series. And I'll also give you just some general course information that you can just put in the back of your head and remember as we kind of go along. Okay, so on the left, we have a TradeStation chart with an indicator on it, and looks like there's a moving average on it, and a lot of buy and sell signals. It looks kind of complicated, right? On the right, we have the strategy performance report with a lot of different numbers and a whole bunch of different fields. And man, you're probably looking at all this thinking, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff here. Well, don't worry. Pretty soon, this will all be familiar and you'll be able to duplicate everything here and kind of do it on your own. So right now it looks a little daunting, but trust me, once we get through it, it'll be easy. So what we're going to be doing, a lot of the example code I give you and that kind of thing is going to end up resulting in the equity curve that's kind of shown in the upper right, where you can see it's a pretty decent looking equity curve, although the beginning of it's pretty bad, and that's just on the ES. It's not necessarily a strategy you would want to trade, but it will be one that's great for teaching purposes because it's going to incorporate a lot of different things. And the base code for that strategy is shown right here. And you can see there isn't a whole lot to it. You know, there's something called input with a bunch of words, var for variables, a couple there, and then there's a statement here and it says buy, and there's another statement that says sell short, and then there's a stop loss and a profit target, and then something that says bar since entry, then you sell or buy to cover. So that's all the code you need to generate this equity curve, which is pretty neat. And what you'll see with a lot of the strategies you'll be creating, the simple strategies tend to be the best ones. They'll be the best ones for a couple reasons. One, they're usually the best going forward because they're less likely to be curve fit. And two, they're the best because they're the easiest to create. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot but a simple idea to say, hey, this is how I'm going to enter, this is how I'm going to exit. Let's just go with it. So we'll be adding comments and that kind of thing to the code, and you'll see how to do all that. But this is basically the code. So if you get to the point where you can create this kind of strategy on your own, you're going to be 90% of the way there with working with the Strategy Factory workshop. Certainly, quite a few strategies that students have created are even simpler than this one. But this is a pretty good one as far as comparing it to all the other ones. You know, this is a pretty standard kind of complexity. You know, what you won't see here, you won't see 50 different variables, you won't see tons of different rules. I tend to keep it simple, and that's what I recommend for students, and this seems to work out really well. So this is where we'll end up with the programming. So the way the course is going to work is we're going to start out with the platform basics. So I'm going to assume you don't even have TradeStation installed on your computer. So that'll be the first video, getting the right version, because that's important, and you'll see why in that video. And then we'll call up a chart and we'll start to build a strategy, and then we'll just kind of build up from there and just keep adding stuff and talking about different things. And then by the time you're done, you're going to know a whole lot about easy language. You're not going to know everything, but you don't have to. There's a lot of things that I can't do even after 15 years of working with easy language. But I also found there's a lot of things I don't need to do. I don't need to know how to do certain things. So this course is just going to focus on the basics that you need to get up and running. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about some of the other sources of information that you might get and things to kind of help you along. One way to think about all this is you don't have to build strategies from scratch. You can build strategies that are from somewhere else. You got them out of a book, you found them on the internet, and then you just modify them. And modifying is a lot easier than creating a strategy from scratch. I can tell you that. So that's kind of the philosophy will be, we don't necessarily need to recreate the wheel every time. We'll just take what's out there and kind of go with it. Okay, so that's really it. So this video, consider yourself a successful graduate of this video if you understand where the course is going based on what I've just said. And for the whole course, when you can start building your own strategies, you'll know this whole video series has been a success. Okay, so that ends the first video. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, just leave a comment on the YouTube page. I'll check comments every once in a while, and other students might answer. This is not a public video, so it's private just for us, and so you can pretty much put any comments you want in there. It's not going to be seen by the general public. Okay, well, thanks for watching.